Dear brothers and sisters, good morning. Welcome to St. Sarkis Church. Today is Mother's Day. This is a time to celebrate those who have nurtured, guided, and sacrificed in ways that reflect the very heart of God. Mothers remind us that faith is often first planted in the quiet routines of love, prayer, and perseverance. So whether you're a mother, a grandmother, spiritual mother, or someone who holds the memory of your mother close today, I want to wish you a very special and happy Mother's Day. Today also the church, this Sunday in our church is also known as Red Sunday. Now we were too lazy to change the table cover from green last week to red, but I tried to substitute that by wearing the red vestments. My cross has the red perniche. So I think we're trying to do some work here to convey that today is Red Sunday. What is the biblical significance of Red Sunday? Actually, today is not based on any biblical message, but Red Sunday reflects the sacrifice, the blood that was shed for the sake of the faith. Today is a time that the church invites us to think about the persecutions that the church went throughout the centuries. From the days of St. Stephen, who is the first martyr, until maybe yesterday, when someone was killed for their faith. Christianity is that religion that has been persecuted from day one, and with persecutions, people did not lose their faith. The persecutions strengthened the faith of the people. And one of the church fathers, Tertullian, from the first century says, the blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church. So this saying basically reflects that the faith of the martyrs strengthens and spread the church rather than weakening it. So when we speak about persecutions, maybe here in this country, we don't feel that persecution takes place in a physical form. We don't see people coming and stopping us from worshiping God the way that it happens in other countries and in other churches. We don't see people destroying our crosses if we display crosses on the buildings of either churches or maybe our private properties. Maybe we don't see all of these. But this doesn't mean that there is no persecution that is happening against Christianity. The persecution of faith takes place in a different way, or in different ways and in different formats. And one of the ways that persecution happens today is this perception that the culture has for faith or against faith. Basically, there's a perception that belief in God is a sign of ignorance and maybe worse, it's a sign of superstition. So we hear this echoing anywhere, from university lectures to Hollywood scripts. Everywhere people come to tell us that if you're a believer in God, you're not really that sophisticated. Basically, they come to tell us that atheism has this intellectual superiority, and that just like children, when they grow and grow up, they kind of give away their fascination for fairy tales. It is expected from a grown person also, as they mature, to kind of give up their faith. And this is a very dangerous notion that it's very much spread everywhere. And these are people who kind of come to tell us that, are you a believer? So you're not that sophisticated mentally and intellectually. But this claim comes to forget that, or this claim doesn't take into consideration that people who gave so much to humanity, who contributed into the advancement of so many things that we take for granted today, were people of faith. Scientists, philosophers, And even people who started universities, who built hospitals, these were people of faith. And it was the expression of faith that they lived as they did what they did. So to look at this claim and say that, oh yeah, atheists claim that you're not sophisticated if you believe in God, I don't think this holds much water, because in reality, people of faith were, and today, and still to this day, are the ones who continue to make advancements in our society. The second point that I've been thinking about, and I've been doing some reading, is that we have taken values from Christianity, and we have kind of said, we don't need the faith, but we just need the values of Christianity. Whether it's the moral teachings or other good things that our faith offers. And when you take those and you said we kind of don't need the faith, then you might wonder, why do we have to uphold these things as valuable things? This is how this notion is kind of expressed in our daily lives. We have so many people who say charity is a good thing. I need to be a good human being. I need to do the right thing. But when you ask them, on what do you base those notions and ways of living, you may not come up with a clear answer. But these are all the results of our faith. So people have kind of come to a conclusion that we don't need the faith, but we just need those values that Christianity offers. And this becomes dangerous, because this becomes like a form of idolatry. You're saying, I don't need God, but I'm going to just take these ideas and I'm going to adhere to these ideas. Almost, I'm going to worship those ideas. And this is not a good thing. But there's good news. Pew Research Center reported that in 2025, there's a significant increase in people who are going back to church. There's an increase in the life of faith. I've read about the account of someone, a historian in Australia, who has spent his life being an atheist and being away from God, and coming to a point where it says that he discovers a very deep sense of emptiness when there's no God and you're just practicing morals. So you see some people, just when you spend some time thinking, and that's a good thing, by the way, thinking is a good thing. When you spend some time thinking, you will discover that we are created in a way that God needs to live in us so that we can reach our full potential. So yes, there is a return, and that return is also manifested here in our church. We have the youth who come and serve, and that makes me extremely happy. And today we don't have Hokeankist, but I see you. You've chosen to come here and to pray. And that is really a good thing. So there is hope. There is hope. But we need to live our faith in a more conscious way, in an intentional way. And today, when we speak about Mother's Day, I'd like to remind you that the way that we look at our church, the church is our spiritual mother. We call the church Mair Yegeretzi. And today, I would like to extend an invitation to you and those who are watching us online and those who will be watching our sermons later on YouTube. Come back home. Come back to your spiritual mother. And just like all of us who have good memories, maybe memories from our moms preparing a good meal for us to show their love to us. Here in the church, you will receive that spiritual nourishment, because The church, as our spiritual mother, cares for us. And you are all welcome to receive from that care. So before I conclude, I'd like to wish all mothers a very happy Mother's Day. Those who are spiritual mothers, women who play the motherly role in our lives, you are also doing a great job. And to all moms who are no longer with us, may God bless their souls. Amen.